Submitted by witness on Friday, November 16, 2001, year 1999. Season, summer month, June. Province, British Columbia country, Canada. Nearest town, Chilliwack. Nearest road, Cultus Lake. Road observed. I've always believed in Sasquatch. That belief goes back to childhood, though I never actually wanted to see one with my own eyes. I remember watching a documentary when I was around 10 years old. It left me with nightmares that followed me into adulthood. In one of those dreams, I was trapped in a cave and a giant figure hurled a log inside, as if to seal me in or finish me off. I woke up feeling like I had died. In June of 1999, my wife and I took our 2 kids camping at a provincial park not far from our home. It was mid-afternoon, just after lunch, when my wife suggested we go for a short hike along one of the nearby trails. I was hesitant, but agreed. We walked about 100 feet down a road and turned onto a trail that led straight into the dense bush behind the campground. About 200 feet down the trail, the trees opened up briefly on a slope to our left, a hill covered in tall ferns, with very few trees across a span of maybe 50 yards. The sunlight reached that patch clearly, breaking through the otherwise dim forest under the tall canopy. At the far end of that sunlit clearing, I noticed what looked like a tree stump. It was broad and dark, like part of an old trunk, but something about it didn't seem quite right. Then it moved. The stump stood up. It rose fast and then bolted, running away from us at an incredible speed. It covered about 100 yards in full view before vanishing into deeper brush, heading in the opposite direction of our campsite. I never even thought to grab the camera. It was still zipped up in the bag over my shoulder. I caught a clear glimpse of its leg as it moved. Its foot lifted back and didn't seem especially massive compared to the body, but the thigh was long and powerful. The muscles in its back flexed as it ran, and I could see how the hair narrowed into a V shape along its spine. Its color reminded me of a grizzly bear, a deep brown, sunlit, and heavy. Just before it disappeared, I heard a loud crack, like a thick branch or deadfall breaking clean through. I turned to my wife and simply said, "Let's go." I scooped up our youngest boy, and we all ran out of the trail to the main road. My wife and kids hadn't seen it. They weren't looking in that direction, but they knew by my face that something had changed. Back on the road, I spotted a parks worker emptying trash bins. I walked over and told him, "I just saw something big and brown in the bush." Without missing a beat, he asked, "Was it on 2 legs or 4?" I told him it was on 2. He nodded calmly and said, "Okay, I'll let the rangers know." He didn't seem surprised, just matter of fact. Also noticed. Later that same day, I returned with my camera, hoping to find tracks. I found a rotten log torn to pieces right where I'd first seen the creature. The ground was soft. There were scratch marks where tracks might have been. Deeper into the clearing, I found 2 clear footprints, each about 15 inches long. I'm 6'3", and even I had to leap between them to match the stride. The loud crack I had heard was from a large deadfall, broken right through the middle. I stepped on it to test it. It didn't budge under my weight. A year later, in the fall, I returned with my father and explored a nearby trail. We found another shredded log and several large stones overturned at the edge of the path. The park was closed at the time. No foot traffic, no vehicles. Whatever did that had serious strength, more than a person could manage without machinery. My dad sniffed the air and said it smelled like a sweaty horse. That was enough for me. I told him we were done and walked out of there without looking back. Other witnesses. I was the only one who saw it clearly. My wife and kids did not witness the figure. Other stories. Yes, I reported the sighting to John Green that summer. He told me another report had come in from Silver Lake Camp shortly after that. Time and conditions. Midday. Sunny skies. Clear light on the clearing. Environment. Second growth forest with mixed vegetation. fern-covered hills and tall trees with sparse underbrush in some areas.